Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this presentation I will show you how to use iptables on CentOS 7. As you already know, CentOS 7 doesn't use iptables anymore. It uses a new feature called firewalld. Anyway, you can still use iptables if you just disable firewalld and install iptables services. Anyway, this is how we do it. I will use two of my systems. This is my Ubuntu Linux system. I will show you. And I will use a virtual machine. User 1 at and I'm logged on CentOS 7 virtual machine. You can see here Chase's virtual machine, CentOS 7. Alright, CentOS 7 uses firewalld. It's active, it's running on this server. For demonstration purpose I will install HTTPD server. Alright, HTTPD server is installed. I can show you and probably we will not be able to connect to this HTTPD server, Apache server, because port 80 is blocked. We can see by issuing this command. You can see here which services are enabled. This services has open port. It's a SSH service which uses port 22, but we don't have a Apache server here. And if we want to open port for Apache using firewall command tool, this is very easy tool. I will show you right now. But first I'm going to open this Apache server just to show you that is not accessible with my internet browser. It's good to know the IP address of CentOS 7, so I will show you address of this machine is 200. This is internal network, and I will now open my browser and I will put this address inside. We will try to connect, but as you can see, unable to connect. We cannot connect to this server because port 80 is blocked, and we will unblock it right now using firewall command tool. And that's it. I just need to reload. And that's it. So if I refresh this page, you can see the test page. So this server is now accessible because we unblock port 80. Now I'm going to show you that you can still use iptables with CentOS 7 system, but this is only in running sessions. First of all, I will disable now this firewall command tool. I will remove port 80 and I will reload. This is very easy tool, and if I refresh my page now, it's unable to connect again. I will now open my bigger screen in Tmax just to show you a list of iptable rules. It will be much more easy to read those lines of codes. In a matter of fact, those are the chain rules. Use one at CentOS 7. My password. Alright. This configuration is very long, so I will use more. Now you can see iptables is working. You can list iptables rules and iptable chains. I must find where is good to insert my new rule for allowing port 80, and I will do this probably here, because I recognize this line is for opening port 22. This is for SSH. I will put this new rule here. Alright, now before I begin, I will just use this little trick just to remind myself how to apply those new rules, because I don't really remember in my head, because iptables are very robust service. And I can use this little trick just to remind myself how to do it. My code will be something similar like this line here. And all I can do now is to apply my new rule. I will use this -a parameter, because this means append. I will append my new rule below this one. This is the chain in iptable. I will use this. I will only copy this because I cannot really remember these lines all the time. Copy paste, and I will just change 22 to 80. I will hit enter, and I will list iptables again to see if I made some changes. Those changes are live changes, but these changes cannot survive reboot. This will be somewhere here. Alright, this is my new rule. And now, theoretically, we are able to access port 80, and we are able to access our test page. I will refresh now. As you can see, it works. Now you see how to apply a rule through iptables. Alright, but if I clear this, if I refresh my firewall rules, this will disappear. So if I reboot my system now, the changes will go on. That's why we have to disable firewalld and install iptables services. I will do this right now, but before I begin, the good thing will be to make a backup of my existing iptables rules, because maybe you want to use it on some other systems, or if I just install iptables services right now, I will lose my previous configuration. Is not a very good idea, especially if you wrote some special rules for your system. So the line of code will look like this: iptables -s. I will do this also with IP6 tables. Now I have backup files, so if something goes wrong, I can always refer to these backup files. And now I can just disable firewalld. And after this step, I can stop firewalld and mask this service. And that's it. So if I list my iptables rules now are quite different. There are nothing here. And now I can install iptables services. Now I must enable iptables services. I will start iptables. And that's it. If I do the listing now, you can see this default template, which many sysadmins see it before on previous CentOS version. And I think many people still uses this traditional iptables rules. And this tool is quite different from firewall command line, because it's much more complex. Why somebody want to use this tool? There are plenty of reasons. Maybe you want to learn for some kind of exam or for certification. I will show you again how you can put your new rule in this template. It is a little different, and I think this is very important. Alright, now if I want to add my port 80, I must be very careful, because I must insert my rule in certain positions on this configuration. I will show you. This is very important, this part of code, because you will see here it will mark line numbers. As you can see, SSH port is here. This is port 22. This port is default for SSH, and it is by default enabled. And this is the last rule. The very important is to know where you can put your new rule. For example, if I put it after this number 5, my rule number 6 will be ignored because number 5 is rejecting all traffic. I will add port 80 on number 4. If I put on number 4, it will be on number 4, and this will work. But maybe I can show you what not to do. But you will see my new rule will be at the end, and it will not work. Okay, I must be root. I made a mistake. I should be sudo. And I will now hit enter. Okay, it works. Now I will list my rules just to show you. I made a really stupid mistake on purpose just to show you. This will reject all traffic and this will be ignored. So in this presentation we will not be able to refresh my test page. Nothing will happen. You see, I'm unable to connect even if I put my new rule, but this rule is on number 6. Number 5 rejects all traffic and this line will be ignored. Now I will delete this number 5. I must delete number 6. I'm sorry. Okay. This line is now deleted. Let's see. Alright. And the new rule must be inserted here on number 4. iptables -I. This means insert. The other mode -A means append. And I will insert on input chain, this chain here, on number 4. And this is my line of code. And this should work now. Alright, I got my new rule here, and my new rule is before reject all. That is very important. So it should be working right now. And my test page works again. You can see you can still use iptables on CentOS 7, and all I need to do right now is to save my new configuration. This configuration is active right now. This is a live session. And I'm recording this live, so it is quite difficult for me to speak and type in the same time. Okay, let's save this. iptables, save, redirection to etc sysconfig iptables, and that should work. 5000. Okay, it seems to be alright. Let's see again. Alright, my new port is here.